Hey everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. This is going to be my first episode out of Laying Down the Edges, my main series, doing critical analyses on the natural hair movement. That was nice and smooth, no editing needed there. All right, let's get started. Understanding hair as a means of survival is pretty essential to this conversation about hair being more than just a standard of beauty. I think what we see through this historical context is that there are real life stakes and consequences for those who don't have a certain type of hair because they encompass or embody some aspect of blackness in comparison to other black people within their community. It's important to then think about this historical context and then implement it in our understanding of today's conversations on texture discrimination, views and popularity on YouTube, because I do think that when people are saying I don't get as many views because I have a certain type of texture, that is not saying just people don't like my hair because they don't like it, because they don't like the way it looks. It's saying that my success as a public figure is being impeded because of my natural texture. It's stopping my lived experience from manifesting in a certain way because of the texture of my very hair. Yes, other things come into play here, which is just like, okay, how quality is the video equipment you use? Do you have a engaging personality? Are you a nice person who people want to watch? We may be thinking preference is pretty low stakes. Preference is a type of thing that really doesn't have many consequences, but I think we see with historical context that we're engaging these systems of power when we say that people within the natural hair community who have looser curl textures, bigger hair and longer hair are more engaging and fun to watch than those who don't. So this is just something to think about.
So it's you, the natural hair community, who don't support us, kinky haired black girls. You like the thick, the loose textured curls. What you don't like is this. You don't want to see the kinky haired girl with thin hair. You don't like this. Do you see how thin my hair is? I don't have thick, shiny curls. I have nappy thin hair. No one wants thin hair. Nobody wants nappy hair. That is a fact.
This contributes again to the types of blackness that exist that people don't find desirable. So do we just sit there and say, oh, it's just a standard of beauty? Or do we think more critically about the situation and say, wow, let's think of what the consequences are for someone who feels this way, or someone who understands her hair not to have as much value as someone else's, because that's what the heart of the conversation is. The ways in which we implement structures of power based off of appearance and based off of physical attributes. And so we see this happening in the natural hair community everywhere. These historical contexts are still very much relatable now and still very easily implemented in today's conversations about texture discrimination, about commodity culture, and the ways in which people within the black community can still appropriate certain types of blackness. I want to have a dialogue with you, so please comment so that I can see what you think about these conversations, and I hope to see you soon. Talk to you later. The first place we should probably start is when black hair first comes to America. That would be slavery. Because slavery is a system of power,